I was invited to Mikayla and Patrick Ta's beauty masterclass. I'm going to be spilling all of the tea that I learned while I was there. We can call it beauty, if you will. And I'm gonna show you how to achieve this gorgeous pink holiday look. Let's get into it. I was so lucky to be invited to a masterclass with Patrick Ta and Mikayla of POV Beauty. I already prepped my skin with Mikayla's POV 4-step skincare system. These products are totally incredible and they're all made in Korea. So you know the ingredients are amazing. Specifically the tack primer. This is going to set my base and get it ready for foundation. Patrick told us that he loves to underpaint his celebrity clients to get them red carpet ready. So I'm going to take his cream and powder duo in She's Sculpted. I'm going to take it on his dual-ended contouring brush. He told us that the crazier this looks, the better, because the foundation is going to be layered on top of it and it will diffuse all of the harsh lines. Sides of my nose and the jawline. What also surprised me was he likes to underpaint his blush as well. So I'm going to take my Out of Office cream and powder duo and go into the cream with the same brush. Just hit above that cream contour. I'm having a bit of a breakout, but we will cover that right up. Okay, looking a little crazy, but that's the point. Patrick likes to apply his foundation with a beauty blender. I am not a sponge girl. I always apply with a brush, but I'm going to use his technique. I'm going to wet this. I'm going to apply his foundation. I have shade 11, which is a perfect match for me. I don't normally go for a sponge because I find it's a little bit more time consuming, but what was so crazy is Patrick told us he typically takes 2 to 2.5 hours to do his clients. Ain't nobody got time for that. Look how flawless that foundation is. Patrick was so sweet during the masterclass. He kept like having moments where he would just stop and give us like life lessons and advice and just tips. And he would remind us that, you know, always motivate yourself. Don't forget why you're doing what you're doing. And it's okay to have like uninspired days. Everybody has uninspiring days. He told us he loves to use Tarte Shape Tape on his clients. So I picked this up. I used to use this all the time, but it's been a minute since I've used it. I already know this is fantastic. I have shade Light Medium Sand. He did tease that he's coming out with his own concealer in the upcoming weeks. Cannot wait to try that out. I already know it's going to be amazing. So he loves to use a sheer layer of foundation, but then a heavy hand with concealer wherever it's needed. And that's what gives his clients a really flawless yet natural looking base. And into the beauty blender again. Am I becoming a beauty blender convert? This is really nice. I can only imagine if I sat here and blended my face for 2 more hours, how much more flawless it would look. But I am not going on a red carpet. Gonna get back into the contour and blush again. As I mentioned before, he likes to sandwich the contour and the blush underneath and above the foundation. One tip he told us to do is to take a heavy amount of the contour onto the brush, warm it up on the hand. This helps to melt the product into the back of your hand so it blends more seamlessly above your foundation. So I'm going to be a little bit more precise with my application this time. Now blend that out. And with the beauty blender to diffuse all of that. And then we're going to repeat that step with the blush. And onto the back of my hand just to melt the product. He likes to keep the blush pretty high on the cheekbone. That helps to give you a lifted and more sculpted look. So I'm gonna keep it here and a little bit high going up to the corner of my eye. Back in with the blender. He really takes his time to diffuse every layer of product he applies to the skin. So this is crucial to a flawless finish. Patrick told us his favorite translucent powder is the Laura Mercier loose one. He used to love the Givenchy loose one before it was reformulated. R.I.P. Givenchy. So we're gonna go in with Laura Mercier, and we're going to push that into the skin. Really focus on pushing it. He's not too fond of baking. He prefers to put a decent amount of powder and push it into the skin, which is something I love to do as well. Did tease that he's working on formulating a powder, but it's not going to be released anytime soon. It's still in like the development process. So keep an eye out for that. To do my eyebrows quickly, I don't remember what product he likes to use. I'm going to use my Rare Brow Pencil. This and the Anastasia one are my two favorites. I love this pencil. I'm going to set it with the Rare Brow Gel. Take some of the excess off. Back into the two face palettes just to go into the powdered sides, just to further deepen the contour and the blush. He also mentioned that his powders do have a bit of kickback, and that is intentional. He did not want to press his powders too hard. He wanted us to have a looser powder formula so it's easier to manipulate on the skin. To the powder side, that might be too much. Definitely too much. Perfect. Go into the eye palette. I chose the dark one because I love having the variety of the really light tone and a black that I could smudge into my lash line. So that's why I picked this palette, lighter one, and just carve out my brow really slightly. And then take a little bit more and just cover the rest of my eye. Those are super pigmented, so use with caution. Going to take this brown and run it right through the crease, focusing mainly on the outer half. Fluffy brush and just blending that out. And I like to make my eye makeup cohesive with the rest of my face. So I always like to take a little bit of whatever blush I'm using and then also run that into my crease. It just gives a really pretty look to the eye. Love to do this. To take a mix of this dark brown and the black and just smudge that into my lash line. Kind of creating like a soft wing effect. And one last time with my fluffy brush just to diffuse everything again. Now, I don't have his new glitter eyeshadow duos, which looks stunning. I'm going to take another glitter shadow I own into my Huda Icy Nudes, which is full of stunning glitters. I think I'm gonna take this shade. Now, the best way to apply these is with your finger, in my opinion, and I'm going to really lightly just hit like the middle of my eye. Take a powder brush and dust away any fallout, which is basically none, just to make sure that there's nothing on my face. To the Rare mascara. Love this one. I don't love to wear falsies. I just love to layer really good mascaras. Even for some events, I will not do falsies. I'll just do like 2 or 3 coats of this or the Lancome Monsieur Big. I even love the Kulfi Batty Lash. I have a bunch of really good mascaras in my arsenal. Happy with that. Now for the exciting part, the lips. I got my hands on the Strawberry Shortcake Duo from POV Beauty, and I also got this gorgeous gloss called Ice Me Down from Patrick. I feel like this kind of goes with my look a little bit more than this shade. So I think I'm gonna use the liner and I'm gonna use the gloss from Patrick Ta. Mikayla told us that this lip liner was designed to be layered, and it's super long wearing. So the more that you layer it, the darker it gets on your lips, so you can create more of a contour and definition. This is like my perfect Your Lips But Better liner. It's amazing. Like such a genius formula. This gorgeous glitter gloss. Ooh. Whoa. Stunning. Oh my God. Are you kidding me with this pink reflect? Perfect, like perfect for this look. Obsessed. Subtle minty taste, love that. That is the finished look using Patrick and Mikayla's tips and tricks from their masterclass. What do you guys think? Thanks for watching.